Living the American Promise, My U.S. Naturalization Journey and the Meaning Behind the Oath.
David, we've talked about voting, rights, and community. But now I want to bring us to the grand finale, the moment every applicant dreams of, the Oath of Allegiance. Have you read it recently?
I have. It's serious, almost solemn. It's about renouncing loyalty to other nations and promising to defend the Constitution. Honestly, it gave me chills.
It should. That oath is more than a ceremony. It's a contract with the future. It's where you go from learning America to living America. Think of it like graduation day, but instead of tossing your cap, you lift your hand.
That's such a good way to put it. You know, the part that struck me was promising to support and defend the Constitution. It made me realize this isn't just about being proud of a country. It's about protecting an idea.
Exactly. The Constitution isn't just an old document. It's the supreme law of the land, one of the questions on the Citizenship Test, by the way, and that phrase means it guides everything. Laws, leaders, even citizens. When you take that oath, you're pledging to uphold it in your everyday life.
So being a citizen isn't just about waving a flag. It's about respecting what the flag stands for.
You've got it. The flag is a symbol, but the Constitution is the heart, and each new citizen keeps that heart beating. You'll notice that many of the test questions, like, what is the rule of law, or what does the Constitution do, are really about how we protect that heartbeat.
That's beautiful. I think of the test now like the warm-up before the oath. You're not just proving you know the facts, you're proving you understand the promise.
Exactly, David. And that promise, once you take it, becomes your compass as a citizen. The oath isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your voice in America's story.
You know, Andrea, I keep thinking about how different I feel now compared to when I started studying. At first, I just wanted to pass. Now I feel like the test is personal.
That's the transformation I love to see. The U.S. Citizenship Test might look like a list of 100 questions, but it's really a portrait of American life. Every question represents a principle you'll live by.
I can see that now. Like when the test asks, what are two rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. It's not just trivia. It's a reminder that those freedoms apply to me.
Exactly. The test isn't testing your memory. It's testing your awareness. It's saying, you live in this democracy. Do you understand how it works? That's why there are questions about Congress, the president, the courts. It's showing you the map of your civic world.
I like that image. So when I study, I'm not just memorizing. I'm learning the map of how the country runs.
Yes, and the more you learn, the more empowered you become. For instance, when you know that Congress makes federal laws or that the president is commander-in-chief, you understand who does what. You can hold leaders accountable, not just admire them.
That's true. When I first learned about checks and balances, it felt complicated, but now I see its genius. It keeps power from becoming dangerous.
Exactly. The test gives you those building blocks. It's like assembling a house. You start with structure, but soon it becomes a home. Every right, every responsibility you study becomes part of that home you're building for yourself here.
That's actually how it feels. Like I'm moving from renting space in America to owning a little piece of it.
I love that. You're earning your civic mortgage, and the interest you pay isn't money, it's participation. You pay it by voting, volunteering, caring, and speaking up.
I'll remember that metaphor forever. You know, I used to worry the test was a wall to climb. Now I see it's a doorway to understanding, belonging, and responsibility.
That's exactly what it is. And when you walk through it, you don't leave your past behind. You carry it with pride into your new role as an American citizen. So, David, as we wrap up, I want to ask, how has this whole journey changed your idea of citizenship?
Honestly, it's changed everything. Before, I thought citizenship meant a passport and a vote. Now I see it's about identity, connection, and care. It's like I'm not just living in America anymore. I'm living with America.
That's a powerful way to put it. The citizenship test prepares you for that relationship. It teaches you not just facts, but feelings like pride, respect, and curiosity. When it asks, who wrote the Declaration of Independence? And you answer, Thomas Jefferson, you're also recognizing the courage behind the words.
Yeah, and when it asks, what did Martin Luther King Jr. do? And you say, fought for civil rights. You're reminded that being American means standing up for justice, even when it's hard.
Exactly. You're joining a long line of people who worked to make liberty and justice for all real. The test is your invitation to carry that work forward.
It's funny, because I used to study just to remember dates and names. But now, every question feels alive. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because it represents 50 states, and each one holds millions of stories, including mine.
That's the heart of it. The test isn't about memorizing someone else's story, it's about finding your place in it. Every immigrant who becomes a citizen adds a new chapter.
You know, when I finally take that oath, I think I'll be thinking of all those who came before me, and all those still studying after me.
And that's how the American story continues, one citizen, one voice at a time. You'll walk into that ceremony as an individual, but when you raise your right hand, you'll join a chorus that's been singing for over 200 years.
That's beautiful. I guess the citizenship test isn't really about what you know, it's about what you're ready to become.
Exactly. Knowledge opens the door, but character walks you through it. That's why I tell every student, the test ends in a few minutes, but citizenship lasts a lifetime.
And it's a lifetime I'm ready for. I want to vote, volunteer, and keep learning. Maybe even help others study one day.
That's the best way to honor it, by passing it on. You'll be part of that tradition of mentorship, of helping the next dreamer cross the finish line.
You know, Andrea, I used to think the U.S. citizenship test was just about the government. But now I see, it's about gratitude. Gratitude for rights, for freedom, for community.
And that's the truest form of patriotism, grateful participation. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to care. That's what makes democracy work.
I can't wait to start living that. You've really changed how I see this journey. Thank you, Andrea.
You did the hard work, David. I just reminded you that the answers on the test are really reflections of the life you're about to live. And to everyone listening, remember every what and who on the U.S. Citizenship Test is an invitation to a bigger why.
That's a great line. I'm going to write that down.
Please do. And when you take your oath, remember this. You're not just becoming a citizen. You're becoming a guardian of freedom, a keeper of justice, and a builder of community.
That's a lot to live up to, but it feels right. You know, the funny thing is, I'm not nervous about the test anymore. I'm excited.
That's the spirit of a true citizen, nervousness replaced by purpose. And when that officer asks you, "Are you ready?" you'll already know the answer.
Yes, I am, ready to raise my hand, say the oath, and start the next chapter.
Then congratulations in advance, David. The United States is about to gain not just a new citizen, but a thoughtful one.
Thanks, Andrea, and to everyone studying. Don't just memorize, feel the answers. That's where the meaning is.
Perfect closing words, because in the end, the U.S. Citizenship Test isn't just about facts. It's about finding your place in the American story. And now, David, it's your turn to write the next page.
I'll make it a good one.
I know you will. Welcome home to citizenship, to community, and to the story of we the people.